So the topic today that was asked is, why must we die? Somebody out here wants to live forever. Forever and ever. The only thing that is absolutely certain when you are born, that you're gonna die. That you're gonna die. Yet, we spend our entire lives running away from this one thing. Our entire focus is on how we can escape death. We don't want to die. We don't want anyone around us to die. It's okay if they die. We don't want to die. And I want to ask you the question. Who is saying this? Me, the body? Are you saying this as Blanca, the body? Are you saying it as Blanca, the mind? Are you saying it as Blanca, the thoughts?
That's it.
Which part of you do you think is really you that's going to die? This body, right? Which part of this body do you consider to be you? Hand? Hand is going to die? Are you the hand? What about your hair? Do you consider yourself to be the hair? How about the foot? And how come when we go to a funeral parlor, we don't ask to see Tom or Fred or John? We want to know where the body is kept. We know very clearly, we're quite certain that Fred and Tom is not in that body. Does not belong to it now. It's gone. So what is it that lives and what is it that dies?
Your soul lives. And journeys to the next level.
So exactly where is this soul right now?
Your body.
In your heart?
In your heart. In your heart. So if we performed a surgery and we removed your heart and kept it outside the body, as is done when you do a bypass surgery, is your soul now sitting outside your body? Right. Have you thought about what it is that makes you you? That you think is going to die? That you're afraid is going to lose something now? Have you thought about when I say Kanchana, I always feel that Kanchana is present, is here. Even when I'm fast asleep. And I don't know what happened from the time I went to sleep to the time I woke up. But I always knew that I was there. I was there from the time I went to sleep to the time I woke up. My mind was completely out. So quite clearly, I cannot be my mind. Because the mind was not talking. The mind was not there. It had gone. But I felt I was always there. Am I right? Do you ever feel at any point of time that I am not? I don't exist. There is no me. Have you ever felt this? Through all of it? Never. Never. There is always this presence, this being that you are here observing everything that's happening. Am I right? Is this your direct experience? Do you feel it? Do you know that you are observing everything?
Yes.
You know it. For sure, right? We are observing, we are looking at things all the time. Yet, you're ready to believe that the minute you die, you're going to go to this place called heaven. You've not seen it. You've not experienced it. What you have experienced is this body. You've experienced this body. So if I were to say what's going to happen to me when I die, for sure I'll get into another body because I have this body. Why would I imagine that I'm going to this place with people with wings or sitting in the clouds? We are ready to imagine that, ready to take a story as the truth. Now, I'm not negating all of religion. No. All I'm trying to say is, what is your own experience of life? This is what I want you to get to. To find out what happens when I die, what happens when in between lives. Who is saying this? Who or what is going to die? Every day you go to sleep. Every day your mind goes off, completely blank. Yet you wake up and you're still there. You are still in this body. You are still there in this body. So many things happen to us in our bodies. You think that this person that you are at this age is the same person that was a baby. That even one cell is the same. You know, I was reading some statistics or some stories that said every 12 years, all the cells in your body are completely new. Imagine that. You have a new body every 12 years. When we tell you to do the meditation for 6 weeks, why do we do that? Because the blood that flows in your veins is completely new. Completely new every 6 weeks. So when you want to change a habit, your blood is all fluid, right? Fluid absorbs vibration. So when we ask you to do the breathing, or we ask you to do a chant or a meditation or whatever, in 6 weeks, you will feel the full change of the body because it's absorbed there. All right? So yeah, there's this body, there's this blood, everything is changing. I am not my body. I know that for a fact because I can actually cut off this hand if I had to. I hope I don't need to. And I'll still be here. So the I that you're talking about that's going to die is something that has no boundaries. It doesn't start early in the morning when you wake up and go to sleep at night. Disappear at night. Does it? But in a way, that's exactly what the ancients have said happens. Every night you die, and every morning you wake up. Except you've picked this body. One day when this body becomes unavailable, you'll discard this body and you'll go and get another one. To me, that seems plausible because I picked this body. That I know. I don't know about other bodies. I've never had a memory of past life or a future life. I don't know anything about that. When I've been to these past life regressions with Brian Weiss, and everybody's there talking about all their beautiful experiences, and I get a blank. I go into meditation and it's all blank. You know, just like it is always. It's all blank. Either I've never been born before or there's nothing to remember. Right? So I don't know about my past life. I don't know about the future. I cannot tell you what's going to happen to you when you die. All I can tell you is that you only die once. But you live every single day. Every single day you live. And if you live continuously fearful of dying, that one time, is that a life well lived? Is that a life well lived?
No.
There are so many things that we can control, and there are so many things we can't control. We think that we want to decide how she talks to me, he talks to me, how that person behaves. Oh, if I eat 60 grams of protein, then I'll develop this much muscle. Right? What you put into your mouth, what happens when the food goes into your digestive system, and how your cells, the mitochondria in your cell, absorb this. They're three different things. They are three totally different things. We do not know. The minute we look at a croissant, put it in our mouth, that's the end of our relationship with it. We don't know what's happening inside our body. Absolutely not. Right? Do you know how you were even born? No. So if birth and death are opposite sides of a coin, was it fearful when you were born? You don't remember. So is it okay to assume that when you die, you won't know, just like you didn't know when you were born? Look around you. We are born out of nature. Every single thing that we see, including a flower, including a rock, including a tree, an animal, an insect, lives and dies, lives and dies. And in the interim, whatever they do, they do. Some animal will be dinner for a crocodile. Some will live till old age, till they step on something and something happens. What does it matter? What does it matter how you die? What matters is how you live. What matters is how you live. What are you going to carry with you from life to life? And here, there are many theories. There's a whole body of people that think that, oh, and there's this cluster of souls living in the heavens, and they live in little groups, and they have little houses. I have heard lots of stories like that. I haven't seen it, nor have I experienced it in meditation, nor do I have any recollection of picking this life. I know there is an energy in my body that makes it move. And the body is here, and when it falls, the energy is simply returned to where it came from. There is energy around us. A lot of it. This is the only thing that has appealed to me, because the idea of going from one body to another, I have no experience of it. But I do have experience of energy in this body. I know I am present. And when this body falls, I'm just released. And that is it. Why are we grieving so much for people that passed? Not for them. We're grieving for ourselves. All the grief that is felt is not for the person that passed away. But how will I live? How am I going to survive? It is this whole idea of guilt for being left behind. And now you're alone, and now you have to deal with the computer that breaks, and the lizard that comes into the house, and the cockroach that's in your bathroom, and all these stresses that we have. Just Who do I talk to? Who do I share what happened today? It is a sadness that we have for ourselves. Neither are you in charge of the person that came alongside you. Neither are you responsible for their karma. They live, they die. We're like two drops of water. We go alongside each other. We're all finding our way to the ocean. And after a while, each goes on its own journey. It's just energy released, like little whirlpools in an ocean. Sometimes these whirlpools come together and form a bigger whirlpool. And I'm that whirlpool. You are that whirlpool. Just a whirlpool of energy. And then when the body is not needed, it gets released. It gets released. And I don't like to focus. I don't like to focus on the inevitable. Every time you breathe out, it could be your last. We breathe. We inhale. Every time we inhale, we are breathing to new existence, to new life, to new living, to new things happening. And every time we exhale, we're letting it all go. Every minute that you are there in this life is a total blessing. It is a blessing that you are born, that this morning you woke up and you picked to come back into this body. Wonderful. What can I do today? Who can I make happy today? What can I do for someone else today? Which flower can I allow to bloom in my garden? That should be your focus. That should be your focus. Birth and death are not in our control. Babies cry when they're born because they know that they have to go through all this nonsense of growing up and studying and square roots and getting married and having babies and children and this whole nonsense of living. And it's funny, when they leave, we should be celebrating. Yes, they escaped all this nonsense. And now they're free. Yet we cry. But we're not crying for them. Now we're crying for ourselves. Again. Because now we falsely believe that all the people around us are who we need. And when you lose someone close, a spouse and a loved one, it raises you to a different level. It brings out something within you you didn't know you had. It gives you the ability to cry one day. And you know, the thing about grief and loss, and I've talked about it a lot. Today, it's not about, the talk is not about grief and loss. Today, the talk is about living each day and about dying to the past. Today, I want you to take away from this that I have to live. I have to forget what I did yesterday. I have to forget what happened. I have to forget about everybody else around me. This is my journey.
I'm not sure I understand.
This is too much. This is too much. My phone is trying to understand what I have to say. Oh, well.
Alexa didn't like your comment.
Alexa did not like it. Oh Lord, this is when you realize there is so much to laugh about. There's so much to, something silly like this brings you back. So you have to pick these moments where you're just happy for no reason. These aha moments. You have to live every single day. Every single day, die to the past. Begin again tomorrow. Again, die to the past. Begin again tomorrow. And it doesn't matter what Siri says and what Alexa says or what the whole world says and what Facebook says and what Instagram says. You are here. You have a duty to be happy. That's your only job. Happiness is your birthright. You have to keep smiling. And one day, you're going to wipe the smile off everybody else's faces, but it will only be for some time. And then they'll start laughing again. So don't worry about it. Try to ponder this question. Who is it that's going to die? Am I going to be here? Am I finished? Is it going to be forever? Do I even want to be there forever? It's good to think about these things. It's good to think about it. So these talks really are meant to spark something in you so that you begin the conversation. I don't know everything. I know a few things, and I share those with you. Om Namah Shivaya.